Hello, it's time for one of James's video diary dump entries for the day. It is Sunday, uh, November 17th, 2024. I'm got down to the place in Ohio. Uh, I'm trying to learn how to sanitize my destination so I don't get crime, so I'm not a victim of crime. I'm trying to be with a truck driving company. I go for the drug test and interviews and all that stuff. Uh, I start tomorrow. It's Monday and Tuesday, and we'll figure out what's going to happen from there. I don't know. But I'm in Ohio. I made it okay. I was really nervous. The journey seemed anticlimactic. I was worried about my car. But I made it. Made it in fine style. Didn't have any problems. The only problems were my bowels and bladder, and I was hungry. For a 5.5 hour drive wasn't bad. I wouldn't want to do 12 hours of driving on top of it. Not because I don't want to drive, it's because that puts me at 17, 18, 20 hours, man. I'm an old man, and I needed to take this job so I can get some experience so I can go back to somewhere nearer to where I came from, up in Michigan. I need to build my life, and I don't know how. I'm not sure if I'm going to stay in Michigan or not. My CDL school was paid for from a federal training benefit that I had for working at a place that moved to Mexico through NAFTA. I noticed that I narrate my life now. Strangely enough, I talk to myself a lot. It's probably because I'm alone. I'm very lonely. I'm grateful and appreciative to the subscribers and the commenters, all of you. Without you, this wouldn't have been possible. Without the wisdom of the crowd I'm elicited from you guys, the moral support and the energy that I get from connecting your energy with mine to help mute my fears, to help mitigate the things in my life. I don't operate like a lot of people. In fact, I operate like almost no one I know. And I've noticed a lot of patterns over the last almost 30 years. Been a great studier of human people watcher. As I sit here in this hotel room, it's bigger than what I sleep in. The whole room is bigger than, the bed where in here is bigger than where I normally sleep. Where I normally habitate. And I love my cousin. Don't get me wrong. He's doing the best he can. Even he's struggling. I love him. And I'm grateful that he took me in. I've made mistakes, big ones. I'd like to say I'm sorry to Warren McClure. Wish I was there a year ago when I left Traverse City. I know if I won the lottery, after covering my own ass, set myself up so that I never had to worry about money. In a practical sense, I have to set money aside in trust funds so that it's mine, but it's not mine, so it doesn't look like it's mine. Then I have to set myself up so that I have an income and a job. Truck driving is a good job. I mean, I get this experience out of the way, and if I won the lottery while I was down here, why I'm working for this company, provided they let me work for them, provided I pass all the things, and there's no reason I shouldn't. The only thing I have tying me back is my CPAP and my mental medications, which I'm not really sure I need. They're all low dose, and I got them when I was going to try to go on to disability. But at the last possible minute, this company, Night Facilities Management out of Saginaw, part of the Saginaw branch, took me. And I worked on the MyOps campus at Midland Dow multi-company plethora due to diversification. And the reason I left that company is because, well, the policies and procedures. I'm going through some stuff. I'm still going through it. I'm healing. I'm noticing weird things about myself. As a people watcher watching myself, I talk to myself a lot. I'm very literal. I generally cut to the chase because I like the good moments. And I don't mean the big, spectacular, big overtures. The little things. Like when I was chasing Irene Kaufman of Gaylord. When I worked at Lear Roscommon. Little moments where she'd ask me to build her something, and I didn't have, for love nor money, a way of doing it. I didn't know how I was going to make it happen. But I put the effort in, and magically in 2 hours, within 2 break times, she literally had a working prototype and put the finishing touches on it. I love that little moment. I wish she would let me date her so that, in a way, I was big and bad and mean and evil. And, I'm going through a lot. So I'm not... She was immature for a 60-year-old woman. That was several years ago. It was 2-3 years ago. To be a 60-year-old woman, and, I don't want to label it. Motherfucker, label it. You're 60. It's not 20. You're not literally living on the street. You're not living in a rental room. You had a house, and cars, and you could have saved me almost $100,000. Pat Bailey could have been the same way. Patricia Bailey. Well, she has a house in Roscommon. It's in Crawford County. After 3 years, man, I said, fuck you. And, look, every time I bring up 3 years, hey, we want to start something. I got a boyfriend. Motherfucker. Well, no, I want to talk to you. Well, you got a boyfriend. You didn't do anything public. You didn't have to be brutal. But you can say, hey, I don't have a boyfriend anymore. You still interested? Just that simple. But instead, you got to go for these big... For the love of God, why the fuck do these women have to have big, gigantic... It's got to be big. Why can't it be little? One little move. Like the pyramids. Move those gigantic stones. On tubes. On logs. Big, gigantic stones that there's no way... I mean... It's insane. The engineering that would go behind it, and how simple it is to use this technology. Why in the fuck? I mean, from Sarah Elmick left from Boise back 27 years ago, when I was 22. I'm 46, so it might not have been 27. But it was over 20 years ago. I don't understand. I can't figure it out. It's just too hard. I asked for a little thing. That way I could get you alone. Just you. Just me. It's not about putting you in as a notch on a bedpost. It's about making you the piece of my life that is the rest of my life. making the relationship and love and children would have been my life's work. In fact, I looked forward to it till it happened, and I got somebody like my mother, a conceited person who listens to no one but themselves and can't be accountable for the consequences of their own actions. And the punishments they take, or they get to choose how badly their punishment is, instead of doing what they do to the other person. Hey, if you get to choose my punishment, I get to choose yours. And I guarantee you, you hurt me, I hurt you. I make goddamn sure it don't happen again. Whether that means, contrition without changed behavior is bullshit. That's why I walked away from $50,000 in tools, torches, a $5,000 tool, everything paid for. Why I walked away from it. In Gladwin, Michigan. I could give you the address, but that would be a problem with sanitation. Gail and Roy Moore of Gladwin, Michigan. They could have, should have, and would have, and should have done better. As educated as they are, they should have realized they're not the important one, just like they told me about my daughter. One I don't have a conversation with, I don't have any relationship with. My daughter's Michaela Olivia Richardson, and I'm sure she's gotten married. She's almost 30, so I'm sure she's gotten married. And last time I heard, there was a kid. Never, I think I've seen him once in a picture. Can't always be the bad guy, man. I can't always be the evil person. Truck driving, maybe it's the right way to go. It'll put distance between me and the next thing, and it'll allow me to build these things from the ground up. Most of the people that understand me are married. They know, oh yeah, well that's goddamn smart. The guy can do construction. He's done construction. He's done automotive repair. He's done heavy truck repair. Not heavy, medium truck repair. He's worked in shops. He can look at a paperwork and say, yes, I know what happened. Do I know how to fix it? Yeah, Do I know how to fix it? Some of it, yes. Some of it, no. Some of it would kick me in the ass like that Sebring. About 20 years ago, I was doing one. Kicked me because everything was on rubber mounts, so it's all moving. And I had something tweaked that I didn't detect. Somebody else did it. Saw it. We changed it. It worked spectacularly. This YouTube channel, I'm grateful for my subscribers and the people that have connected their energy with mine to help me. This isn't about others. This content isn't about history or how to. But if you have a problem in the question, comment, or concern, please put it in the comment section below. I may not be able to answer your question. The answer I have might be formulaic and saying, turning it on to you to say, well, what do you think the answer is? Based on what you know, what's the answer? Because you probably have the answer. If you don't, I'll get your opinion and ask you why your opinion can't happen. Physical laws of reality aside, why can't this happen? Time they want to do it, it's all the last dog's hung, and I've already moved on to something else, man. A lot of the women out of Traverse City, that's why I left. I go in, I want an 8-hour job. I want to know when I go in, when I'm coming out. I go in for 8, I'm coming out at 8. Going for 12, I'm coming out in 12. I want to know going in, it's not going to be scheduled for a 6 or an 8, turn into a 14. Last night at Sara Lee Bakery's at Traverse City and Seabrant Road. That's what I was looking at going into Munson Healthcare to be a floor cleaner last year. I was trying to be a floor cleaner so that I could use that to build a relationship to get out of the healthcare system that I was in, to use Munson's guys. And I would build a relationship with them, hey, how you doing? How's the kids? Blah, blah, blah. The little maneuvers that would build a strong relationship. That way I could have the trust the minute it went on me. The minute I had to get out of one health system, I'd already have the next health system would be already lined up. I'd already have a relationship with these guys. I would be able to build with these nurses or other floor cleaners or any other maintenance staff or people. Get a married one. I got a sister that needs to. Got a sister that's having problems. You want to give it a swing? Well, give her my name and tell her when I work. Just give her my name and my number. So I'll give you my name and number, and pass it along and see what happens. If she does nothing, well, it's not for lack of effort on my part. If it doesn't turn out, and it may not, we may have diverging goals. Thanks to Jeff Burdick out of my apps campus. I wish he had a little more circadian rhythm of the site, and procedures that would get him what he wants as part of circadian rhythm of the site. Like if you don't want people to talk to him, put him on when there's less people. It also means that because there's less people, the team is less likely to ask for help from the customer. In addition to that, the customer is less likely to whine about having to be asked to do the job when, well, they weren't present to do so. And it builds team building. But it's management 101. Maybe this truck driving job will fall through. I don't know. Wish you well. It's a long one. I'm sorry about that. But I'm grateful that you're here. Have a good night.